Lights, camera, action. I want to sometime in the future start a business in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And yes, that is exactly how we are starting today, despite the fact that this video is about the beach in Congo. Now, if you know anything about Congo, you would know that things are very different in Congo from most other countries in the world. And not always in good or bad ways, it's really both directions. But one thing you do know is that you cannot really Google much about Congo and get accurate results or reliable information. And unfortunately, we also have this pandemic that we have in Congo, which I would like to term an ethics pandemic. It's in fact endemic at this point, but it is that we have a country that's very rich in minerals, and that is always said so, and I'm really so tired of hearing that statement, but it's true. But what's even more surprising to a lot of people is that we are also a country very rich in liars. We have people who will lie like there's no tomorrow way. It's really unnecessary and unprofitable to lie. They will lie. And if you know enough Congolese people, especially those who are based in Congo, but you would realize that this is something unique to my people. I am Congolese, so I'm not bashing on some nation that I am not related to. But it is true. There's someone who said to me that if you ever were to ask a Congolese person that you need to buy second-hand wheels for your airplane, that most Congolese people will respond to you by saying that they know where you can get second-hand wheels for your airplane and that you just need to send them some money and they'll get them for you. Now, so if you want to start a business, like I said at the start of this video, then you don't have the option of really Googling much from Congo, and two, asking people is really unhelpful because one, they'll either really just outright lie to you, or two, they will make up something, and which is again, I guess, a lie, but they will speak it as if it is factual to you, and if you're not careful, you might end up believing it and going into something and losing a lot of money. And this is irrespective of whether the person is related to you or not, a friend or not, it's just a mess. And so asking is not an option, and you kind of have to go into Congo yourself. And that is why I am here at Muanda Beach, as you can see. Let me pick a drink. Congo is a beautiful country with lots of opportunities that can be profitable and beneficial, but to do any sort of research and find out anything about it, you have to go on the ground yourself. So that's what brought me to Muanda Beach and Matadi. It was my first time here, and I absolutely loved and hated this trip, and I'll tell you why.
On est là. Ça c'est pour Florent, dites-nous. Nous sommes au bord de l'océan.
Bord de l'océan, okay. You're at the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean.
Voilà les vagues.
Is it your first time here? C'est ta première fois ici?
Ouais.
Non, pour moi?
C'est pas ma première fois. Hein?
So, okay. Florent has been here before.
Moi, c'est ma première fois.
Ouais.
My first time here to see the ocean in my country, Congo.
Yes.
Wonderful stuff. I didn't know we have one here, but we do.
God is good.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan, by the way, and Jonathan Kalombo. On this YouTube channel we talk about life and we talk about music and make music and then share a little bit of travel and life's experiences, and I think that gives the YouTube channel a holistic sort of approach to life, and I think that's what we should all be living like. So please subscribe if you like this idea and want to be part of our Equationnaire community. Thank you. Now, you might wonder, why am I at the beach if I'm here to do research about business? Well, I'm here because I am trying to rest after a lot of work. And so when you go to Matadi, or to get to Matadi, which is where the port in Congo in DRC, if I say DRC, Congo, whatever, it's the same country. So the port, the only harbor or port, whatever they call it, which we have in Congo is in Matadi and I guess Boma. But the main thing is in Matadi. And if you want to get to Matadi, unfortunately there are no international airports nearby. You have to go through the one international airport in Kinshasa, which is the Njili airport, and it's quite far from Matadi. It's literally in another province. And so the drive is normally, because of traffic and the road conditions, and there's traffic in Congo 24/7. The road conditions mean that this distance, which you could probably drive, I think, in like 3 or 4 hours, takes about 12 hours, which is still okay. I don't think that's the worst thing. But for me, this trip was so rough because we were supposed to leave on at like 6 a.m. and then get there at like 6 p.m. So the 12-hour gap. Unfortunately, my uncle dribbled me, as uncles often do in Congo, and he did not book our flights until the day. And so we got there and the fancy, nice big buses were full and gone. So we ended up in this not so great bus that was supposed to carry us on this journey. And we went, right? We left, I think, at about 10 a.m. or so, and we were on our way and we were scheduled to arrive around 7 p.m. But unfortunately, this journey ended up taking us 48 hours. Why? Because of a series of unfortunate events. So do not be discouraged if you need to make this journey. I think it's definitely worth it. Maybe not worth suffering 48 hours, but most people that I was on the bus with confirmed to me that it normally does not take this long, and it's normally a day trip. What happened? Well, on the road, I encountered container trucks that had fallen, which was sort of helpful in the research that I was doing, because I had to now understand that if my business is going to be importing things through the harbor, there's a risk that someone calls you to tell you that your container fell. And I don't know what the heck you do then, because insurance in this country is not the most efficient thing, so to speak. And so I understood that, okay, this is part of the risk that will be part of the business. So cool to see. We saw a couple of them. I think I saw like 3 that had fallen, and these 3 that I saw had fallen off the road. The road is like literally 2 lanes, 2 bands, one car going up, one car going down. And so it means if a container truck collapses for what, or falls for whatever reason, some of them fall because of speeding, some fall because of some sort of breaking down, because the roadworthy checks are not really done very often. And sometimes they're just new potholes. So someone goes over it, loses control, and then crashes. And so you can have container trucks falling off the road, which is like very scary for the driver, but at least it doesn't ruin traffic for other people. And then you can also have a container truck fall into the road. And if it falls into the road, then well, all of us are stuck here. And that's what happened when I was going up. Container truck fell at like in the middle of the day, and we were stuck because there was no way for like the city's people to get to the container truck and remove it easily. It took them very long. They got there in the middle of the night. So we were already like parked, and we're like, okay, we're sleeping in this bus. Next morning, we start moving again, and our bus breaks down. And so now we're stuck. Get that fixed takes us some time. And then again, another container truck collapsed. Fortunately, in all these fallings, no one died. I don't know if anyone got hurt, but no one died. In all the accidents that happens while on the trip. Finally, eventually we get to Matadi, and now it's the challenge of figuring out things. So in Congo, there are laws, right? They will tell you that, for example, passport costs $175 nowadays. But when you go and apply, you'll have to give the person at the entry something before he flipping lets you in. And so you might give him 10, 5, I don't know, $20. Then you get inside, the one who does the job makes you give him something before he processes your documents. And eventually you'll have to motivate. We call it motivation. You people have another term that you call it, but in our country we call it motivation. And who wouldn't want to motivate someone, you know? And so you'll have to pay a lot of motivation. And similarly in business, which is why I went like this, because I was being told by some people, oh, bringing in a container is 10,000. Others are saying 15,000. Others are saying, and these are dollars, it's not small money. And so I'm like, this is becoming unreliable. I think I had like 3 estimates from people who work at the same port at Matadi, and the first person gave me like a $17,000 quote, the other one said 15, and another one said $11,000. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out who's telling the truth, because you always don't also want to take the cheaper one in Congo, because you take the cheaper one, and then once you've started working with him, he'll surprise you and be like, oh, I forgot to include XYZ, and now we're stuck. And then you end up paying more than the guy who asked you for 17,000 because he was being honest. So I had to go in it, see it, and figure it out. So I went, and talked to a lot of people, networked, met a lot of new people, learned a lot of things, got confidence in the costs of different things, the different taxes, the timelines, etc. And I had like really completed my mission. It was very difficult. Like, it might sound like something easy to gather, but given the challenges in Congo, like for example, some people literally, to give you the price of something at the place they work, want you to give them motivation. And so it's ridiculous, honestly. But eventually we got all the information that we needed, and I was like, you know what, I need to rest and then go back home. And there were some other things that I could have done, but I think I found enough people that I could like ask each one and then make sure that whatever they say for the lines, then I guess what they are saying is true. And so proceeded to Muanda Beach, which was amazing because it's only when I got to Matadi that I actually found out that we have a beach in Congo. I never knew we have a beach. I grew up in South Africa and there are lots of beaches there. And I love them. Some fun things about the Congo province. So Congo province is the province in which Matadi, Boma, and Muanda are found. And Matadi is like literally the central of this province. It's like where all the business happens. It's literally the heart of Congo because all the things that are imported into the country effectively go through here. Taxes are paid here. Maersk and all those big shipping companies have their offices, some here and some in Kinshasa, of course. Muanda is where most of this video is situated. This is where the beach is found, and the beach is very clean. It's well put together. There are lifeguards who are on duty all day long. As you can see here, there are lots of people, and there are bars that are very affordable and a great restaurants in fact nearby. But I would always recommend getting food from the local places, like not these more westernized type restaurants, because it's more affordable and super delicious, and don't let anyone lie to you. It's pretty hygienic and good for you, and you're not going to have any sort of stomach cramps or food poisoning or such things. Transport in Matadi and Boma and Muanda, this entire province, is really cheap. I think in Kinshasa I usually spend about $40 to $50 a day for a driver who's like with me with his car the whole day, and that includes fuel costs. Whereas like here we were spending I think about $30 a day for similar type cars, and so pricing is pretty good. One thing that I find, things that I liked about Matadi and Congo province in general, is that transport, like I said, is really cheap, even for like the motorbikes that take people around. The people are significantly friendlier than the people in Kinshasa, and I don't think it's for any reason. I think just people in Kinshasa have to hustle so hard to make ends meet, whereas here I think it's perhaps a little bit easier. The electricity in Congo province is very stable compared to Kinshasa. There are very few places in Kinshasa where you will not have like crazy power outages and have to go for prolonged periods without electricity. Whereas here, like I think for my entire stay, which was about a week, I didn't once have the electricity go out, and when I asked people here, they confirmed that it really never goes out. So that's something to count on. By the way, at the beach, there's a lifeguard here who's here all the time. And one thing I found that's strange, because outside in the Western world we have this cliche that I've heard of, black people can't swim. But whereas like when I'm in Congo, like whenever you are near a water body at the very least, there's usually a lot of people who can swim. Like most of the people who live there can swim. So shout out to my people for breaking that stereotype. One thing I do hope is that an international airport is built closer to this part of the country, so that one can avoid having to go to Njili and then going through that route to get here. Because you could just fly straight in here. Like honestly, if I had to live here, I would live here. Honestly, it's just beautiful. Oh, by the way, there's a great hotel here. You might have seen me going past it. It's where the pool is. This hotel has a nice pool, restaurant, I think 2 restaurants, and really beautiful rooms. They have some deal with some airline that flies people from Kinshasa to some small local airport here, but everyone I asked says do not board those flights, they are not safe. So I did not take that risk. But if you are more risk seeking than I am, then you might actually be able to just fly in, and they have a deal where if you use that airline, you get I think your first day free at the hotel, and then you might need to pay for the other days. Prices are not bad, pretty up to standard with what you'd pay in other cities in the world and so on. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you haven't seen my previous video, it's about Boma, about a few things that I did in Boma, so please check that out. Like, subscribe, and share with people whom you think might find this interesting. Thank you. Keep solving equations.
Equations and solutions. Enjoy responsibly. Not suitable.